Gentlemen, it is with a heavy heart that I must appear before you today, but a recent lawsuit has brought to light certain allegations that required my attention. I have been assigned the unfortunate task of completing an independent investigation regarding the veracity of certain player transactions. First, let's start with a bit of history. As many of you likely recall, a member of the Laces Out League was unwittingly dragged into a controversy before the draft last season. In order to get the full picture here, we need to look all the way back to the 2013 season, when New York Spanish pool boy had Matt Forte as his running back. Upon pool boy's untimely departure from the league, T-Buck took the opportunity to add Forte to his roster in the offseason. But luckily cooler heads prevailed, and Stan, as commissioner, ruled that off-season pickups are not valid, and he reversed the transaction. And in this offseason, it appears that there was a new flavor of premier running back available on the market. However, fame and fortune rarely come without controversy, and Peterson soon found himself in a sticky situation. Needless to say, the ongoing investigation caused some concern among Peterson's fantasy owners, including Frank, who owned him in the Laces Out League. As you can see here, Frank ultimately decided to drop Adrian Peterson, and then for some reason pick him up a week later, and then drop him again. And Frank's decision proved to be a wise one, as the evidence was damning. And needless to say, Peterson's season was a complete flop. But some wise fantasy owners knew that with Goodell at the helm, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. The question then becomes, when is the right time to pick up AP?
When did you pick up Adrian Peterson?
End of last season.
End of last season.
Yeah.
During the season?
When he was
Or during
eligible.
playoffs?
I think it was during playoffs. It doesn't matter when.
As all members of the Laces Out League know, the season is 16 weeks long, 13 weeks for the regular season, and 3 weeks for the playoffs and championship. And in 2014, the season in question, the third week of the playoffs, the championship weekend, began on December 18th.
Are you sure
The season ends. The season is there until the fucking championship.
So you picked up Adrian Peterson before the championship?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe
Look
that.
up the old shit.
Well, unfortunately for Stan, we looked up the old shit. And what our investigative team found was that during the championship week, Adrian Peterson was nowhere to be found on Stan's roster. Okay, so when did the transaction occur then? Well, records indicate that Stan dropped Marquise Lee and picked up Adrian Peterson on December 30th of 2014. Wait a minute, but I thought Stan told us that he picked up AP before the championship game.
So you picked up Adrian Peterson before the championship?
Yeah.
But that just doesn't seem to add up. Week 16, the weekend of the championship, began on December 18th. And week 17, a week after the championship, was on December 28th. But the transaction did not occur until December 30th. And this is why Adrian Peterson's first appearance on Stan's team does not occur until his off-season roster. And sure enough, Stan's real intentions were made clear in a recent text message to the league. Now, of course we the people believe that Stan's fate should be decided by a jury of his peers, but I'd like to leave you with a few points. First, precedent has been set, and off-season trading is not allowed. Secondly, Stan was well aware of this rule, as he himself has previously enforced it. Third, a lack of punitive action taken against the transgressor has led to a reoccurrence of this type of cheating with absolutely no risk to the cheater. And last, Stan is your commissioner, and as commissioner, he should be held to a higher standard.
Fuck fantasy football.